Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have yet another video to talk about regarding Ahsoka. Now, with Ahsoka, I still think I probably should have reviewed it, to be honest with you. I know you guys asked me to do reviews on these terrible TV shows like I used to, and I just can't bring myself to do it on Disney Star Wars. Even though I know it's going to be good for views, even though I know a lot of you guys are asking for it, I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to do it. And you know why? It's because at the end of the day, I know nothing's going to change. I know Disney's never going to change. Lucasfilms that is owned by Disney is never going to change. Nothing is ever going to change. They're always going to bring everything back to Rey. They want to make Rey the savior of the entire Jedi. Like, they want to make her into a thing, and she is the reason why a lot of people do not like modern day Star Wars, or at least she is the reason why it kind of started, because they made her the ultimate Mary Sue, and it pretty much destroyed a lot of the story. It got people very much uninterested, and never came back, myself included. Now, with that being said, we have an article here from Bounding Into Comics that I thought was pretty interesting because it reminded me of the Reva situation with Kenobi. Now, it says, rumor, Hasbro has chosen not to create Ahsoka toys due to the lack of demand. I found this rumor to be very interesting because I do believe this to be true. Now, a lot of rumors you got to take with a grain of salt, right? We always say that. But I believe this one to be true because of what happened with Reva. So we're going to get into the article, guys. But of course, before we do, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm Shadowban as hell, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says, a new rumor claims that Hasbro, one of the largest toy companies in the world, chose not to create any toys based on the newly released Ahsoka series on Disney Plus due to the lack of demand. This rumor comes from YouTuber WDW Pro. He states, what I'm told is that Hasbro essentially took a pass and Disney allowed them to take a pass. Now, folks, we're in a rumor and speculation territory. We've gotten two sources reporting this to us, but rumor and speculation territory, I cannot corroborate this. Nevertheless, he added, apparently, Hasbro was given the opportunity to do a wait-and-see model with Ahsoka, and they're waiting and they are not seeing, because I'm told you can pretty much count on nothing more coming out from the Christmas season. Now, the reason why I believe this is because I remember a day where you were able to essentially put anything Star Wars related out there, and it will literally print money. Like, I talk about this all the time, or I should say we talk about this all the time on our stream on Saturday Night Hypnosis, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. You know, we talk about the fact that Disney, or Star Wars, I should say, was able to print money regardless of what it did. Like, literally anything you put out there Star Wars related, and it was almost guaranteed to make money, right? Then what ended up happening when people really got pissed off of what happened with Kenobi, when they essentially made it into the Reva show, they bait and switched a lot of people into thinking they were going to watch a show based on Kenobi, and they ended up watching this glorious story about Reva. When they were unable to get the crowdfunding, right, for the lightsaber of Reva, that was major. That was huge, in my opinion, because that basically showed everybody the lack of demand there was for modern day Star Wars products. You know, and we talked about the viewership. We talked about the fact that the shows are just not performing anywhere near where they should be, or anywhere near where they were expected to. They're basically all flops at the end of the day for one reason or another, whether it's viewership or just lack of demand, whatever. For the simple fact that Reva is just incapable of funding her own lightsaber, I really think it's pretty damning evidence that Disney and Lucasfilm as a whole, Star Wars is just not in people's minds anymore, not like it used to be. And they're trying to go after the younger demographic, right? They're trying to go after the younger viewer because they're trying to find a way to, I don't know, foolproof Star Wars in the future. But the thing is, I don't understand why you consistently go after younger viewers, just like Bud Light. You went after younger drinkers, but in your mind, in order to do that, you have to alienate the people who are supporting you now? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't you keep the people supporting you now and try to find ways to get new viewers without screwing over the old viewers? That just doesn't make any sense. It says he also shared my understanding there are Black Series action figures for Ahsoka, but they are an extremely limited run. That's what one of the sources is telling us. Extremely limited, bare minimum run. And it's essentially to satisfy collectors, but there's no demand in terms of F the young demographic. Indeed, there are numerous Black Series figures available to purchase on the Hasbro Pulse website, including Sabine Wren, Hera Syndulla, Chopper, The Ghost, Marok, Professor He Yang, Shin Hati, etc., etc., etc. While WDW Pro notes that this is indeed a rumor, he did share searches for some of the more prominent characters in the Disney Plus Ahsoka series, and there are not many toys on the Shop Hasbro website. In fact, there is only one Ahsoka collectible from the series that is retailing for $29.99. It's the Star Wars Galactic Action Ahsoka Tano. Man, this toy looks terrible. I mean, God, they did Rosario Dawson really bad. I don't know if you guys can see this picture probably in the video, but my God, can I make this bigger? Holy crap, they really made her manly. But I guess, hey, that's what they're going for, right? Like they want the female characters to present male. You know, they make them pose like men, make them stand like men, damn near make them act like men, talk like men. So, all right, they made the action figure manly in the face. I mean, you should be happy about that, right? So it says searches for the other characters on the Shop Hasbro website do not populate any returns. The only return for Thrawn is a Star Wars The Black Series archive Grand Admiral Thrawn figure from the Star Wars Rebels. This latest rumor comes after a previous one from WDW Pro and his sources that allege that Star Wars toy sales were down 65%. Now, I'm no analyst, okay? I'm never going to pretend to be an analyst, but I do see everywhere I go, I see an ungodly amount of Star Wars products, toys, merchandise, t-shirts, whatever, mugs. I see them going on clearance literally everywhere. I don't see anybody buying them up when they're full price just on the shelves. Like I never see it. It could be just my experience, admittingly, but I don't know about you guys. I never see it. I always see it on clearance. I see it with those yellow price tags all the time. So I don't see them selling at full price ever. And it really is quite embarrassing because, again, this is Star Wars, right? Star Wars used to sell like hotcakes. Star Wars was the IP, you know what I mean? And it just, to see it where it's at now is pretty damn bad. It says Pro detailed in the middle of September, according to the source, Disney has experienced a significant decrease in their retail space within the top non-closeout retailers in the US. Now, this is not just Star Wars, this is everything Disney, losing nearly 40% of their retail. This decrease affects all sections except baby and preschool categories. He continued, Disney expanded its retail space when it acquired Marvel and Star Wars due to the increased appeal to boys. However, the appeal to boys is largely gone, and thus the retail has shrunk for Disney by 40%. Well, this part right here appeals largely to boys. This is a big issue with Disney and Lucasfilms, right? They're so busy pushing a stupid freaking message that they have to realize at some point that their majority viewership is boys or men. You know what I mean? Like, you got to realize boys and men make up the majority of your customer base. And yet you continue to push this feminist nonsense in your TV shows, which obviously will correlate to your toys. You push this nonsense that these boys and these men don't want to hear. They don't want to see. It is so wholly uninteresting to see you constantly push this feminist message in places where it never was and never really should be. Obviously, I'm not saying women can't be in Star Wars. They always have been. I'm just saying for you to do this girl boss constant nonsense and, oh, we're going to show you these women leaders that they were always meant to be because, hey, women can be leaders too. Let us in your space. You know what I mean? It is very, very uninteresting. Nobody cares for it. And the constant pushing of it is really pushing a lot of your main client base away. But the thing is, they know this, right? They have to know this. They have to have analytics that show them who their client base is. So they know damn freaking well who their customer base is, but they're choosing to purposefully ignore you guys all the time. So this is why I have hard times, coming to grip with the idea that I should review a Star Wars TV show. Who knows? The next one, maybe I will. But for the last few, I have never touched them. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.